Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. It is time for the Red Sox Racing Series to take part in tonight's action live from Mid-Ohio Motorsports Complex. I hope I said that right. If not, Todd can shoot me. Todd, welcome to Mid-Ohio. Welcome to this fun racetrack.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun racing, but we're going to see some slicing and dicing and possibly some wrecking here tonight for sure.
Yeah, man. I was actually thinking about these guys a little while ago. A little weird. I know I was just thinking about them when I was at work because I had nothing else better to do. But anyway, while I was thinking about these guys, I was thinking about the points situation, Todd. I need to find it because I actually lost the points, but it is very close here in the point standings, Todd. A lot closer to what I thought. So, let's get ready to go, Todd, here in just a few minutes. Qualifying going on right now. Nikhil Kopka, we haven't seen him in a few weeks. He's back in here. Todd, I hope are you still there?
Yeah, sorry. Paul Gibson's actually back in here as well. It's nice to see him back in here.
Todd, I'm going to have to actually disconnect from the session and come back in because I just realized I did something wrong. So you guys kind of bear with me here for a minute. We're actually going to switch to a Paul screen. We are still here. Just bear with me for a minute. I just realized something, so I gotta kind of fix this. It's a little important to make sure it works. So anyway, Todd, who you guys picked to win?
Well, he's sitting second here on the board. I'm going to go with Mr. PG himself, Paul Gibson.
Paul Gibson sitting second. By the way, you guys are not seeing qualifying at the moment. I had to reload back in, so that's what it's doing now. Ryan Robertson currently in third. Justin Kirby, Terry Dahl in fifth. So you're going with Paul Gibson. I'm going to go with Justin Kirby, man.
That's another good pick here tonight. But what I was telling you, I noticed in practice, a lot of these guys were having some issues here in turn number 9 as they take the right-hander up the hill coming to the back half of this racetrack.
Yeah.
Seen some guys looping it as they start to go over the hill. That'll be a big thing to watch for, and some of these right-handers, just not just that corner itself.
Something you're almost at, Todd, is over the hill. I'm sorry.
Don't you dare.
I was looking at the points. I did find them.
Okay.
Les Turner actually lost the points lead last week. He drops down to second. Bill Paul Lucky has moved into second, or tied for second with Les. Your current points leader right now is Ryan Robertson, Todd, which we kind of knew. He would be a big factor earlier in the season because he's qualifying so well. He's actually racing on a broken foot, I believe, still, or a very hurt foot at least. Hopefully it's kind of healed up. I don't know if it is or not. But, so it's definitely something to watch out for here tonight. Now, you was talking about turn 9, you said?
Yes, it was turn 9.
Okay. Let me get my track map up. Make sure I have it. Okay, so you're out there in the Thunder Valley. So this track, how many? 13 turns?
Yes.
The keyhole's a big factor. We know that in turn number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think of this track? Do you like it?
It's a fun track right here. I'm sitting here watching Paul Gibson as he goes through turn 1. That's a little fun part of the racetrack right there that I like, but the hard part, I believe it's turn 7 through 13, which is basically the back half of this racetrack, I do not care for. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, to be honest, that's always been my Achilles heel to this track is, the turn 6, 7, well, 5, 6, and 7. Kind of always struggle, especially in turn 5. I tend to struggle. I always miss my corner exit. So
it looks like qualifying is done.
Paul Gibson jumps up for the lead, by the way. Here's the pole. Justin Kirby to second, Nikhil Kopka third, Ryan Robinson, Terry Dahl. Terry's did a good job. Couple things about this series, by the way. There are 2 dropped weeks, okay? Your best 6 finishes out of the 8 weeks will count. Since this is 8 weeks, we allow 2 drop weeks instead of our normal just 1.
Right.
I will say this also. Next season, okay, I can't say what it is because we're not allowed to yet because it's still being worked on. Next season for the Red Sox Racing Series will start on March 17th. So for anybody wanting to get in on the new season, there's your chance. I don't think it's going to be in this car. There has been rumors about it, but I don't think it's going to be in this car. We don't really know. But anyway, the main thing we need to focus on tonight is the championship. Like I said, it's two races you're allowed to drop. This is week number 6, Todd.
Either 6 or 7.
It is 6. Summit Point comes up February 24th, and then we go to the Oval. Ryan Robertson goes to the top of the board, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. On the last lap. That's pretty impressive. So, Summit Point next week, that's going to be a fun one because I really like Summit Point.
Yeah, Summit Point's going to be one of them fun races as well. Just kind of like Watkins Glen, like we had seen. I believe it was it last week?
That was last week, yeah. So, we'll have to wait and see. But we're getting set to go here in just a couple moments from here. So, anyway.
There we go. Session switches over.
Sorry, Todd. I was over here reading about this track a little bit.
You're fine. And it does look like Ryan Robertson and Paul Gibson will be on the front row.
I did not show the weather. I don't know actually what it is because I do not have it with this ticker set up. So, sorry.
Just a sec. Track temp is 89 degrees. The air temp is 77.
Okay. And here's a look at your starting lineup for tonight's event. There you go. Guys are looking down at the track. Ryan Robertson, Paul Gibson, Justin Kirby, Nikhil Kopker up in top 4. Terry Dahl, Brian Harvey right there in 6th. 7th place, we got none other than Les Turner. Mark Wilson back in here tonight, Todd. Starting in P8, so familiar names back in here tonight. Chris Shieldsmith, Bill Paul Lucky. Right now, second in the point standings, or tied for second. Christopher Jimenez, been in here a long time. He is a familiar name with Dwayne McCarthy as well. James Postel, another familiar name. Keith Ostracker, William Kabbalah, back in here, 14th and 15th. Cody Letterly, which we was impressed when he actually qualified, or when he raced the last time we seen him race, but he did not qualify. Hopefully he will grid. At the moment, we got 15 cars, Todd. That's all we're going to be starting with. So a small field here tonight in the Red Sox Series.
Yep. Normally we've got a little bit more than that.
Yeah, definitely around 24 or so.
Yeah, but
a lot of people probably
15,
watching that race and it Road to Pro.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it was. Last check, would we hear about almost 1,000 people had signed up for Road to Pro tonight?
Yeah, pretty impressive. Pretty
Green flag
impressive.
is out.
Oh, good calling it, Todd. Did I see it?
Yeah, I did not see it too. It happened so quick. You know, we didn't even get a pace lap.
So something we need to be thinking about, Todd, with that.
Oh, there's a wreck here in turn 1.
You are correct. Yep, Keith Ostracker, Chris Jimenez, William Kabbalah, and James Postel Jr. all involved in turn 1. Let's see. Oh, a big wreck too here, Todd. Here's the replay.
I'm trying to get up too close to the field. Looks like Justin Kirby has had an issue as well. Les Turner dropping to 7th.
Now here's what happened to Justin Kirby as he goes through the keyhole as well. Did he make contact? No, look good there. Oh, yep, he went off track, Todd. Did a great save, actually, but he is back on track rolling in 10th now.
Right now, your top 3 are Ryan Robertson, Paul Gibson, and Nikhil Kopker.
Yeah, Robertson leading the way. Gibson second, like Todd said. Terry Dahl 4th. Everything else pretty similar. Let's hop on board here with Les Turner. One of our favorite drivers to watch. And here he is doing his thing here again tonight.
Coming through to complete lap 1. It is still Ryan Robertson leading the field.
Here's Bill Paul Lucky and Justin Kirby. Remember, Justin had that issue as they worked through turns number 1, heading up towards the keyhole. Justin trying to get a run here down this little straightaway. Pulls out wide.
Yep.
It'll be tough
Looks
to
like
make
Paul
this
Lucky's
pass.
gonna
Oh, yep. Gave it to him.
let him go by.
As we stay green flag here, of course, at Mid-Ohio.
Everybody pretty much spaced out for the most part.
You know, honestly, this is, to me, I was really expecting this. I was expecting a race. I didn't think we was going to see that close of a race in this one compared to what we've been seeing. I thought that this race would space out quite a bit as William Kabbalah has another issue. He went off track and spun. He is rolling once again.
On board with Paul Gibson here as they go through turn 9 and down the hill towards turn 10 and 11. See Paul Gibson doing a nice job getting through there, trying to catch our race leader Ryan Robertson right now.
You can see what he did in that turn right there, cutting it off a little bit more than Robertson, who kind of dived it into it, trying to get a better exit. And it did help Robertson get a little better exit. But Gibson was a tad bit quicker on that lap. It actually has put in our first lap of the race, but the 22.583. So good lap there for Gibson. He's getting a little bit of a tow here down the straightaway from Ryan Robertson, trying to close in. And Todd, that's something we've seen at Watkins Glen, was the amount of tow. We got another wreck. Brian Arby has had an issue here, Todd, again, and he is now off the circuit. Not sure what happened. Here's what happened.
I'm not sure either.
He goes into turn 1, goes a little wide, gets the grass, and actually almost had it saved and put it into the tire barrier. So tough break. Brian Arby already out of this race. That ain't the only one. William Kabbalah just had, I think, another issue. No, he is on pit road. So we have seen 3 cars have issues here already. Well, really 4, if you want to count what happened with James Prostel.
Good battle here with Mark Wilson and Justin Kirby. Looks like Wilson was able to get around Justin Kirby for the 7th position.
Biggest mover right now, Todd, is Chris Shieldsmith. He's up 4 spots from where he started.
Mark Wilson's in the grass here. Looks like he had an issue here in turn 9, and that's what I had mentioned. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys getting loose going over that hill.
Yeah, honestly, Todd, really what you got to do is, we watch our top 3 here, really what you got to do is what I've noticed is you really got to finesse this track a lot. You don't want to go over, these big strips like that. We just seen Ryan Robertson go out and actually touch the grass. We had a couple of issues already with people touching that grass and wrecking, so you got to be a little bit careful not to get too much of that, and you got to watch these rumble strips as well, getting up on them. It is very slick.
Meanwhile, battle for the race lead is heating up. Gibson has closed in on Robertson. See if he makes the pass. He'll go to the left of Robertson down here into turn 4. Decides not to challenge for that spot here, but going through this tight little section right here. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if this racetrack's maybe a little too hot for these cars. Maybe that's why they're having such an issue.
Well, to be honest, it has kind of been surprising, huh?
Something we didn't really think would happen here.
By the way, Todd, Chase, I gotta ask you, how did Chase Elliott finish in that heat or that round?
So what Tapman's asking about is the duels down at Daytona, and he actually finished 5th.
Okay, so he's gonna be starting 10th.
Either 9th or 10th, I believe.
Yeah, it'd be 9th.
Yeah, because the first one was for the inside row.
Okay. So, that sounds like a starting 9th and 9 car. Yeah, he's going to win.
Well, what happened was they had pit stops, and the Chevys didn't get off pit road fast enough.
Oh, of course
the Fords did, and yeah.
Who'd you say won it?
Brad Keselowski.
That's cool. He won in that car.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to our race.
Yep, Paul Gibson still trying to make a move here on our leader, Ryan Robertson. Robertson goes a little wide, gets in the grass, and there you go.
And that is a big change right there, because we've seen how tough it is to pass. As you've seen there, Kill Kopker now with his hands full from the 210. Maybe got a little bit too much pressure from Paul Gibson making that mistake.
And I know that feeling. I tried to do a GT3 challenge race at Watkins Glen earlier today, and tried to let a car go just to the inside of me in turn 5 there, and it just flustered me so much that I spun the car out right there and then ended my race. So,
I sit here looking at our points. Ryan Robertson sitting third, Les sixth, and Bill Pollucky eighth. I mean, Ryan's in a good spot still if he's thinking about bigger picture. I know you would rather win the race, of course, but, if you can't, you got to think about the bigger picture, the end game, I guess.
Right. And you still want solid top 3 finishes.
Yeah.
Going into the week off next week, and then you got the last 2 races being Summit Point and then another oval to end the season. That oval is gonna be a doozy to watch here in the next few weeks coming up. If it's anything like we seen at Bristol with these guys here earlier in the season, then it might be a good race, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Paul Gibson starting to pull a little bit on Nikhil Kompker here.
Yeah, really, there's a couple battles going on. Les Turner and Justin Kirby kind of nose to tail. Les holding on to 6. Kirby wants it.
Terry Dahl doing a nice job here running 4th. Right now he's got no pressure around him, so I kind of like
Todd.
where the...
Oh, there's a wreck, Todd.
Yep, Chris Shieldsmith.
Yep. Biggest move of the race, having some issues. And that's where we seen Ron Robertson run off into the grass earlier, and I was saying he's got to be careful. And there's a reason why. Chris Buescher leading, by the way, Todd.
All right. You watch. Them RFK cars are going to win the duels.
They're gonna be good at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, what else do we got this week?
Well, aside from the Daytona 500 on Sunday afternoon, we have a Bristol doubleheader with ASL.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Trying to think next week. I know we've got Thursday night off, but trying to remember. Do we have Tuesday night off as well? Because
I don't think we have next Thursday night off.
Are you sure?
Yeah, did you say Thursday? Yeah, the 24th is our next race.
Oh, okay.
So we go to...
I thought it was next week, or last week you said that we have a week off here.
Yeah, it's after the season.
Oh, okay.
We have a week off before, because week 13 falls on the off week.
Oh, okay.
So, that's why. There you go, Todd. You get me confused now.
Why don't you double check that? Just
I'm checking
go
nothing.
through this field. Well, fine, be that way then.
Go ahead and go through it, Todd.
Battle for the race lead as we got a lap car ahead of Paul Gibson here.
Oh, here you go. We're watching it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this can get interesting right here.
No, that is William Kabbalah. He's going to move over. Let these guys go, but this is really tightening up here, Todd. We should be having pit stops here probably soon. I mean, we're still might be a few ways away from it, or a few laps away.
8 laps on the board. 22 laps total here tonight. I know we didn't hit on that at the beginning of the show.
No.
Like we normally do, but...
Not at all, Todd Chase. It's all your fault.
Everything's my fault.
It is, but I ain't got nobody else to blame. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's debatable.
I mean, yeah.
Down into turn 2, the keyhole. See some of these guys taking a little bit of a wider entry and then kind of diamonding out. Something I don't know if that's normally how you run turn 2 here or not. riding on board with Ryan Robertson. Seeing these guys run the many different lines throughout this racetrack. I will say this, Chapman, it does look like some of these guys aren't having the issue like we've seen at the beginning of the race. When they go through turn 9, it must be something with cold tires or something like that. Because it doesn't look like they're slipping and sliding like they were before. Looking throughout the rest of the field, Terry Dahl still running by himself. Justin Kirby now up to 5th. Les Turner 6th. Bill Paul Lucky running 7th. Looking throughout the rest of the field here. Looks like William Kabbalah now coming off pit road. Do want to mention Brian Irby and Keith Ostreicher out of this one.
So, everybody kind of spaced out here, Todd. Mark Wilson and Dwayne Hunt somewhat near each other. Our leaders have not much has happened up front. Nikhil still trailing Paul Gibson. It's about the closest he's been. As he tries to get a toe here, he may have a chance. He gets a little wide there. We'll see if it closes out on exit. Let's see. Here he goes. If he can keep it this close, he's going to have a chance going towards the keyhole in turn 2. But he needs to make sure he tries to get that toe and have a chance. Does he close in? He's closing, but how fast? Not fast enough, I don't think. He's going to have another chance right here if he can keep it somewhat close.
I think he's going to have a chance down here in turn 2.
You mean turn 3? Because that was turn 2 we just went through.
Well, yeah. You know what I meant.
There's turn 3, but here comes turn 4. He did close in quite a bit. Closed it about 1/10.5, but wasn't enough time. So he will try to make sure he keeps it that close and see if he can get another shot at it.
Justin Kirby putting some pressure here on Terry Dahl. See what Justin Kirby can do here.
Is Monday a holiday?
I think so. I think it's President's Day. I could be wrong.
The Martin Luther King Day, maybe.
No. I don't know.
There's a reason why I'm asking it, but
here we go. Justin Kirby looking to the left of Terry Dahl. Gonna try to do the crossover move here. And it looks like Terry Dahl able to hold that spot for now.
And yeah, Todd is President's Day. Mark Wilson getting around Dwayne McCarthy because Dwayne McCarthy, Todd, is on pit road. Bill Paul Lucky has also been on and off pit road. Make sure I mention that. He's tied for second in the points right now. So we are seeing pit stops. It is past halfway, of course. We got 10 laps to go. We're coming up on 10 laps to go. So Todd, we should be seeing pit stops happen quite a bit here.
Yeah, I would say the next 3 or 4 laps or so, we could see the top 5 coming down pit road. And meanwhile, while you were talking about that, just does look like Justin Kirby was able to get around Terry Dahl for that 4th position. We'll shift our focus back to the top 3. Looks like
Todd.
Yes.
Real quick, message Mike and tell him to get that out of Discord. If you don't mind. Make sure he has that set up because, stuff. Leader's not pitting this time. At least our top 3 not pitting this time. Let's see Justin Kirby. Will he make the come down pit road? He will not. Terry Dahl will not. Les Turner. I don't know if he will as well, but he will not. back up front with our leaders.
Trying to see what you're talking about here, Chapman.
Set up shared in Discord for trucks.
Oh, okay. Still doesn't look like anybody's gonna do anything down pit road. Does look like there's a gap here between the top two back to third. Yeah, everybody's still staying out right now.
Yeah, so nothing really going on actually at the moment. Everything kind of spaced out quite a bit. You can see Paul Gibson leading the way. There's Nikhil Kopker currently right here. Todd, have you drove his cars yet? You have, right?
Yeah, I ran a fun race with these guys. I think it was at Watkins Glen, and
Right.
they're fun to drive, but they're also a handful at the same time.
I was going to say, did you like them?
I liked them.
Okay. I was curious what you thought about them.
I know previous weeks these guys were talking about this car being so low to the ground that it does bottom out, and they are 100% correct on that.
Yeah, you hear it quite a bit. We noticed it a lot at Bristol when we were in the oval race. There was quite a bit of bottoming out going on all around the racetrack. So
Still got a battle for this race lead. Evan, do me a favor, check your messages real quick.
I got you. A whole lot going on like that. Nikhil has been trying to close back in his gap a little bit. Maybe trying to get it. Yep. We got him. We got it, Todd.
We got it?
Do we got him already, though? I downloaded.
Oh, no.
You don't need them?
I'll take them and then...
Yeah, just make sure we have them.
Yeah.
And you can't take them. We should be able to. Watching a good battle right here. Nikhil has closed back up his lead on Paul Gibson. We are on lap 15 here. So we are really closing this gap in. Here comes Nikhil once again. You see it riding on board, not pitting this time. Let's see if he gets a run off the corner here as well. Not this time as he works through the keyhole here. He's got it pretty close, though. He's going to have a chance going down this next straightaway.
Mm-hmm. See what Nikhil can do here. He's going to try to make it happen right here. Going to send it in a little deep. Not going to be able to do it because now Gibson's got the preferred line.
Yep. Good opportunity right there. He tried closing it back in once again. Couldn't get there.
Now let's see if these guys decide to come down to pit road this time by.
They have to.
Nope, they're going to
Wow.
decide to stay out again. As Comker getting a little loose there.
Nobody else, by the way, that's what we're showing this main battle up here. Nobody else is even close to each other at the moment.
Everybody's so spaced out.
Yeah. We'll make sure I keep showing that.
Especially Paul here. They've got to come down pit road,
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, I agree.
This time by. If not,
it's going to have to happen soon. So we are on lap 17, Todd. I mean, you said it'd be about 3 or 4 or 5 laps. I mean, it has been about that time.
Well, looks like Nikhil Komker got the grass there out of turn 9 a little bit. Had to slow down. He's going to lose some time here to Paul Gibson because of that. And it looks like these guys are going to stay out again. Lap number 18 now on the board. And I don't know. Does look like, well, Perry Dahl goes back to 4th. I think Justin Kirby is now on pit road.
Definitely not too surprised to be seeing all these guys come down pit road now.
Les Turner also on pit road. Looks like Chris Jimenez is going to stay out. And he made, he's going to jump to 7th and see what happens here. Meanwhile, it looks like James Prostel Jr. is in the grass here. Believe that's after turn 2. And it looks like he's going to slow down. No, he's just letting that battle go by, trying to stay out of the way. And here we go. Our race leaders are on pit road. Biggest thing here is now we got to see who wins this race off between the two. Also, Ryan Robertson on pit road. Terry Dahl on pit road. Now, looks like Nikhil and Paul Gibson are down and away. Paul still claiming the lead. But Justin Kirby now jumps back to 4th.
Yep. Paul Gibson still out front leading this one.
As looks like Les and Mark Wilson and Chris Shieldsmith all battling for a spot back here. Chris Jimenez is on pit road and now down and away as well. And I tell you what, this battle for the race lead, it's pretty much the same distance it was before they came down pit road. So Nikhil definitely had.
I was sitting there thinking the same thing. They have gotten pretty close.
Nikhil's got a chance.
Yeah, he's just got to be able to get to run out of the corner. And I'm going to be honest, there hasn't been a whole lot to talk about this race. Like, this has been one of our most spaced out races that we've seen all year.
Coming to 3 to go here for Paul Gibson. Yeah, definitely. It's very, very spaced out. Let me just say that.
I mean, they really are kind of spaced out. You're not wrong.
Paul Gibson still leading this one. As they work their way through turn number 8 and number 9. See Paul Gibson actually pulling a little on Nikhil here. 2 to go here for Paul Gibson.
Yeah, Todd, I mean, you can't be super surprised to see that name on top of the charts. A guy that's very much impressed me tonight, carried on Les Turner once again. Very impressive.
Yep, them guys running 5th and 6th right now, and we said it at the beginning of the season, consistency is valued more than actually a win in this series. And we'll see how far these guys go up the points chart after this one here at Mid-Ohio. I believe these two have been basically in the top 5 every week, except for, I think it was last week at Watkins Glen when Les actually had a
In all fairness, Ryan should be able to keep the points lead. The only person that kind of stinks for, well, Bill Pawlucky's been 8. We haven't really talked about Pawlucky a lot. You see him right there. He's done okay. I think he kind of wanted more. This could go down as a drop week for him, even with the 8th place finish. But all in all, all in all, you got to give credit to where it's due, though. I mean, it's been kind of good, I think, in a way this season to see some different names on top of the board.
White flag is in the air here for Paul Gibson, as well as Nikhil Kopker, as they work their way through turn 1 and head to turn 2. Ryan Robertson still currently 3rd, Justin Kirby 4th, and like we were just talking, Terry Dahl, Les Turner 5th and 6th, as Dwayne McCarthy will go to 8th, getting around Bill Pawlucky. Pretty much your last... What was that?
Joey Logano leading with 8 laps to go.
Ooh.
Anyway, last lap, here we go. That was a long straightaway right here. Now it's up to Nikhil to try to beat him through these last couple corners. I don't know. It's going to be very tough.
I don't think he's going to have enough. I think Paul Gibson's got enough of a lead to where Nikhil can't really do anything. He may be able to close in on him, but it won't be enough.
Tough. Yeah, he's going to have a chance right here, maybe get a little bit of a toe, not much. And yeah, you see right there, it's not really closing in much at all. Closing a little bit, but actually right there, he may have lost a little bit more. So here we go. The checker flag coming out in the air, Todd Chase Jr.
Paul Gibson coming through the final turn. He'll see the checkered flag. Paul Gibson will win here at Mid-Ohio. Nikhil will finish 2nd. Let's check 3rd.
Nikhil put down the fastest lap of the race that last lap, by the way, 1:21.9.
Yep. And it does look like Ryan Robertson will be 3rd.
Actually, our only 121 that was put down, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Dahl going to finish 5th. Les Turner going to come out of the final corner. He's going to see the checker flag in 6th. Good run. Mark Wilson returning back here tonight, going to finish 7th. Good finish here coming to the checkered. Dwayne McCarthy, Bill Pawlucky, Chris Shieldsmith. Dwayne was actually able to get around Bill right there and actually take away 8th. There you go. Here's top 10. Chris Jimenez is going to finish in 11th, by the way. James Postell, Rick Waller, 12th and 13th. So, we'll move over and get ready to do some interviews. I got permission to pull people in now, Todd. Yeah. So, we'll move over real quick.
Okay.
And get ready to do some interviews here. As you see right here, Paul Gibson putting a W in the win column here this season. We haven't seen too much of Paul this year, but back in here tonight, getting the victory like he never left.
clutch performance for him, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Todd, I need to talk to you about something here in a minute before you start spotting.
All right.
Just something real quick. So we'll get ready to do some interviews here with Mr. Gibson.
Mr. PG-13.
All right.
I don't think he's really PG-13, but
He might be.
he might be.
PG-13 himself. There he is. Paul Gibson.
Yep.
Picking up the win here tonight in Mid-Ohio. Paul, you got a copy?
Yep, I hear you.
Man, it was a pretty good race there at the beginning between you and Nikhil. You put a little bit of pressure on him, maybe making him make a mistake. I'm not sure, but either way, we was able to get around him and keep that lead.
Yeah, it's hard to pass.
It is.
Around turn one, there's an arrow push, and then coming out of the keyhole, it's hard to get up right up on somebody.
Yeah.
And so I never really had a run to pass Ryan ever. So I was just like, all right, well, I'll just kind of poke my nose out there a couple times and maybe get in his mirrors. So I don't know if that actually worked or not, but I think he ran just a little bit wide and got around him, and then Nikhil kept me honest the whole race. So he was right there the whole time. So
We was talking
pretty close.
We was talking in practice. A lot of guys was having trouble out of turn 9. What was the biggest turn that you was having trouble with? I mean, you guys really in the top 3 looked pretty smooth all night, but what was the biggest trouble for you?
Mine is always turn 1.
Okay.
It's a little blind in there, and you can't look down to the corner. You don't really see where you're supposed to be in the corner until you're kind of in it.
Okay.
So I'm always just kind of looking to the right and then timing when to turn in. So I'd say turn 1's easily my toughest. Everywhere else, it's you're not quite going as fast. So
For sure.
Yep.
Well, good to see you back in here once again, back in Victory Circle. Any shout-outs you want to give out?
Yeah. Just thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and thanks to Les and Terry for running the league. It's again, it just kind of shows why it's like the longest iRacing one running right now. It's just a good place to go and have fun.
Sure.
So thanks guys.
Hey, good job, man. We'll talk to you here soon.
Okay, sounds
Thanks,
good.
buddy. Next up, we're going to talk to Nikhil, who finishes in P2. Nikhil did pretty well here tonight. Nikhil, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here, Adam.
P2, man, not quite enough to get up here to Gibson. You tried a few times. It was tough to look like even the toe was kind of tough, not really getting what you wanted there.
Yeah, you just, like Paul was talking about, you just end up losing a tenth or two due to the arrow push at, like, corner entry. And, these things just, like, did need a longer straight to get by each other. But, yeah, I tried a couple of times, but obviously Paul's my teammate. I don't want to, get into him.
You thought about it, don't lie.
I think I've done it before, so I have experience with that.
Man, this track, it is pretty tough. I mean, like I was telling him, we talked about it, and we was trying to figure out what turns everybody was tough in. But all in all, man, it's not a bad place to race, but it is very tough to pass.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hot lapping over here with these things is a lot of fun. And I mean, just staying behind Paul and trying to, make a move was a lot of fun. It was basically hot lapping. But yeah, the track's amazing. But it's tough to overtake.
I agree. Any shout-outs you want to give out, buddy?
Yeah, just to you guys over here and listen, Daddy, for the league. It's
Hey.
always fun to hop back in here. If you hop back in here, you're gonna have a good race.
For sure on that one. Hey, good job, bud.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, man. Next up is current points leader, Mr. Ryan Robertson, who finishes in P3. Overall, Ryan, pretty good points night. I'm definitely sure you wanted to win, but it is still a pretty good points night, which is the bigger picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find a good rhythm with these cars. It just, I mean, I had Gibson for a couple of laps and then just locked up. That's all it took. And once I fell behind those two, I had to push really hard because they're teammates. They're not going to fight very hard.
Right.
So it was a bit rough tonight, but I'll take a P3. But
so I've already I talked to him about how tough the track is and stuff like that. So I want to kind of go a little bit further with you because you're the current points leader. Next up, Summit Point, a place that should be very familiar with everybody. A very fun place to race, I think. I don't know how to be in these cars, but it should be a good one. What's your thoughts heading there?
It'll be interesting. It's probably going to be quite a bit of follow the leader, and then the
Right.
draft down the back straight might play more in effect than it did tonight. But I don't know. It'll be fun. I just need to keep my nose clean, not lock up the tires, and maybe, just maybe, have a good night.
Are you thinking about points right now when you go out to race or no?
I am. I would like a win at least the season before it ends. I've had a couple P2s and now a P3, so. But I mean, overall, obviously, that's the bigger plan, bigger picture to take in. But it'll be nice to have a win if I can get the championship to
For sure.
have a have a little bit more by my name. But
For sure, man. Either way, third place here tonight. Shout out to all that you want to give out.
yeah, shout out to Satellite Racing. Shout out to Les and Terry for running the league week in, week out, and you guys for casting it.
Hey, good job, bud.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, man. Todd, thoughts on the race?
Well, I thought it was a pretty good race, and we seen a really good battle there for the lead for about 3/4 of that race. But unfortunately, like Nikhil and basically Ryan and Paul said, it was a tough racetrack, and you couldn't pass. So ultimately, Ryan had that issue and got into the grass, and that was basically enough.
And that's going to do it, guys. Pretty good race all in all. We'll be back live Sunday night for some ASL racing. Forgot where we are. Bristol. So that's going to be fun. We're going to have a fun one on that one. That'll be all. You guys have a great night. Take care as always, and God bless.